Iran's ability to fund and support its terrorist proxies has been greatly reduced. At this point, Iran can no longer distribute weapons to its proxies in the region. And most importantly, Iran will not be able to acquire nuclear weapons.
Right now, buried deep beneath the mountains of Isfahan and the Tanz, highly enriched uranium sits entirely out of reach of conventional bunker-busting munitions. This is not a distant political abstraction. This material directly threatens the safety of your city, the security of your borders, and the stability of the global economy. As we speak, the reality of Tehran's nuclear program is triggering a geopolitical countdown that most of the world is completely ignoring. But there is a massive, glaring question the international community absolutely refuses to address. What happens to the fortified stockpile if conventional military action completely fails? To understand the true stakes of this unprecedented crisis, you need to watch this briefing until the very end.
If they had built their ballistic, what they were trying to do is build up their ballistic missile shield so that if we tried to take out a nuclear weapon, once they had developed a nuclear weapon, we couldn't get past all their ballistic missiles and stuff. And besides that, if you tried to deal with this after they had a nuclear weapon, that would be a disaster. And that's why every president said they can never have a nuclear weapon.
Here is what the mainstream media will not tell you. The push to prevent a nuclear-armed Iran is no longer about diplomatic posturing. It is entirely about the physical status of their atomic infrastructure and their vast underground network. Airstrikes have caused massive damage to centrifuge production, but critical amounts of weapons-grade material remain missing or heavily fortified beneath layers of solid rock. Iran's indigenous scientific knowledge and engineering expertise were not destroyed in previous attacks. The International Atomic Energy Agency, or IAEA, has released a sobering report confirming that preventing a breakout requires far more than just dropping heavy bombs from the sky. If the regime secures a fully operational WMD, it ensures total immunity from any future invasion and allows absolute, uncontested control over the Strait of Hormuz, the vital global artery for international oil. This would instantly trigger an irreversible arms race, shattering the Non-Proliferation Treaty and the remaining 2015 JCPOA framework forever. We have seen this exact paradigm before in modern history. Look at the situation in North Korea. When Pyongyang developed a workable nuke, it completely neutralized Western intervention, checkmated international sanctions, and secured absolute regime survival. Now ask yourself, if an isolated, marginalized state like North Korea could completely paralyze the United States defense system, what happens when a massive Middle Eastern powerhouse achieves the exact same capability? Iran currently possesses hundreds of kilograms of highly enriched uranium. To neutralize this exact threat, Allied Special Operations Forces would need to execute the most complex ground raid in modern military history. They would have to battle through toxic, heavily defended underground facilities, relying on self-contained breathing apparatuses just to secure and extract the radioactive material. The window to permanently stop this proliferation is rapidly closing. If a diplomatic deal or a decisive military snapback fails to materialize, we will immediately enter an era of perpetual atomic blackmail. The global security initiative will simply collapse under the weight of regional deterrence. So we must ask the final question. Are global leaders truly prepared to sacrifice the stability of the Middle East, or will they take the unprecedented, high-risk steps required to neutralize the threat permanently? Head down to the comments right now and let me know if you believe a direct military ground raid is the only way to secure the stockpile. And if you want the unfiltered truth on global conflict, share this video and then post your reaction immediately.